Good afternoon, my name is Jacob Folger. I'm a sculptor and an artist, and today I'm going to show you how to make a fairy house. It's going to be pretty much a miniature, and you'll be able to put it in your garden, fairy garden, or potted plants, or wherever you like. Or you can also keep it optionally on a tabletop or windowsill, that sort of thing. We're working with polymer clay. The brand that I like is Sculpt 3. Sculpt 3. And I'm using black because my finishes look really good on black. But you can also use other colors, and you can mix colors, and I'm going to show you how to do my signature finisher, which is using is mostly metallic finishes, but kind of like antique, an antique finish. But you can do other finishes too. There's a lot of options out there for polymer clay, before you start, you do have to condition the clay. What I'm doing here right now is just kneading it. That's conditioning, gets all the ingredients working properly inside the clay. And it only takes a few minutes to do this. You basically do it until it's nice and soft and pliable and warm to the temperature of your hand. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to start off with a little ball of clay. I always start with a ball that's a stepping off point, because when you roll a ball like this, it makes the surface of the clay really smooth, and that's a good starting point. Now we're going to roll it to and fro like this, trying to keep it fairly uniform, going all the way up. And this is going to be kind of like a two-turret house with a really cool fairy roof, fairy house-like roof. So we do that. So it should look like that. And then just stand that up and set that off to the side here for a minute. We're going to make another little turret. Rolling a ball first to start off with to get rid of all those imperfections. Nice starting point. And then we're going to roll it to and fro like this. I actually would like that a little bit higher, a little taller, so I'm going to add a little clay. Roll it back into a ball. To and fro. I like it a little bit higher, and that should be close to right. Just want it to be fairly uniform. So I'm just sort of gently pressing it into the other turret. Like that. Now we're going to get another piece of clay here, is roll it into a ball. This is going to be for the roof. And it'll be for the lower roof. And so what we do is, once we've got the ball like that, we roll the ball at an angle like that, so that it's forming it into a cone shape. See how it's forming it into a cone shape? And then we can flatten the bottom a little bit, flare it out by pinching it slightly. Let's set it into place here and see how it looks. That looks pretty good, so we want to do another one like that. We'll roll it into a cone shape. Just by keeping your hands at an angle, flaring out the bottom. There we go. Now what we can do is bring this one out just a little bit and then curve it in to kind of give that fairy, you know, just like it's a kind of a cute fairy look like that. You just adjust it and pinch it a little bit to get it to be the shape you want. Okay. Next, we're going to take probably about one of the few tools we're using on this little creation is a paintbrush. But actually we're going to use this end of the paintbrush, and we're going to put in, just by pressing into the clay, a little hole here, and maybe one here, and another one here. And then I'm going to put a door in this turret by holding the brush like this. And pressing it into the clay like that. Now if you want to ensure that it can stand up on its own for sure without a problem, you can take a piece of clay about this big, maybe a little bit bigger, like that big, roll it into a ball, and roll it into a slight oblong shape like this, and then squeeze it, and creating like a little foundation for the house. Just by forming it in your hands like that. And press it onto the table a little bit to flatten out the bottom. Set the house on top and just twist it into place like that. Make sure you release it from the table because it is a little sticky. And make sure it can stand up okay. Now, optionally, if you want to put it in your garden, you can use some craft wire. You also can use a paper clip straightened out, and you can use a coat hanger if you have something tough enough to cut it. But if you want to use this craft wire, it's really pretty good. This is 16 gauge craft wire. This was $6.50 at the bead store. And you can cut the wire with a pair of scissors. And you can stick it up in there like that, and that will be now pinned so that it can stand up in soil or potted plant or something like that. And you also can do this, rotate it a little bit, and that will make the hole bigger so that you can take the pin out. When you bake it with the pin out, and then you can have the option of using the pin or not. The main thing when you do that to remember is to make sure that you're done handling the houses so that you don't squish the hole. You know, just before you cook it, you want to make sure that the pin can definitely come in and out very easily, and then cook it with the pin out. There you go, like that. So next we're going to do a nice finish on it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we do this do finishes, at least this finish, before you bake it. This is Pearl X pigments, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. Today I think I'm going to use purple and maybe pewter. This is actually called silver. This is called reflex violet. You can put it on with the finger, or you can put it on with a brush. So let's see, I've got a brush here that might be good. And you just dip it into the powder like this, and then kind of just tap it on the table like that. And I'm just going to paint the roof with it. Just like that. And like I say, there are other options for finishes, and you can look around, and of course you can use different colored clays. If this is going to go outdoors, or there's going to be a lot of water on it, you would probably want to seal it with some kind of acrylic sealer. You don't want to use any kind of solvents on polymer clay, whether it's baked or not, because it will cause problems and cause the clay to be sticky and that sort of thing. Next I'm going to switch here to the pewter. I wipe the brush off on a cloth to get all the excess off of it. Dip it into the powder, dab it on the table like that, and then I'm going over it lightly. It's kind of an antique-y finish. I'm not looking to make it really bright, but more kind of old looking. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty. It's a pretty finish. If you want continuity with the finish, you can finish the bottom as well. When you're done with your sculpture, even after you finish it, like I sort of forgot there, you should kind of turn the sculpture around and look at it really closely from all views. And if it has any imperfections or anything like that, you can just erase them with your thumb or that sort of thing. And then now we're going to talk about baking. This is for Sculpt 3. If you're using Sculpt 3 clay, as I recommend, you would preheat your household oven to 275 degrees. Put this on a ceramic plate, laying down so it doesn't get warped or anything. The ceramic plate should be, smooth without any kind of texture. And bake this for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of mass. Okay? So this little house is about a 1/2 inch thick, so you would bake it for a 1/2 hour. That's what that means. And that's basically how you make a little fairy house like this. I'm working on a series of these little houses. I did one earlier this morning. I looked for it. They all have the same title and that sort of thing. So check it out. Have fun. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel and rate the video, and please comment if you have some ideas for another video that you'd like to see. Leave that in the comment section as well. If you have any questions, leave a comment with the question and I'll reply to you. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great day.